So today, we're going to dive into a really fascinating idea from inside the justice system itself. It's called breaking the cycle, justice reimagined. Let's get right into it.
I want to start with a big question, one that kind of frames everything we're about to talk about. What if the key to preventing really serious crimes isn't about tougher sentences, but about how we deal with the small stuff? Just hang on to that thought for a bit.
You've probably heard this phrase before, right? The revolving door of the justice system. Someone commits a minor offense, they get punished, they get out. And before you know it, they're right back where they started. It really shows you that punishment by itself often isn't enough. And here's the heart of the problem. When the system is only looking at the act, the crime itself, it completely misses the chance to ask the most important question: why did it happen in the first place? And without that intervention, that little offense can be the first step towards much bigger problems. The cycle just keeps on spinning. Okay, so this is where the whole approach starts to shift. Instead of just reacting, the idea is to dig deeper. We've got to find the why, to really understand the root causes that lead a person down that path to begin with. Now that leads us to this term, Criminogenesis. I know, it sounds super academic, right? But don't let the words scare you off. All it really means is looking at the circumstances, the person's environment, their background, all the things that created the conditions for a crime to happen. It's the origin story of the offense.
So when we focus on criminogenesis, we're doing a couple of really important things. First, we're pinpointing those underlying reasons, both personal and environmental. And second, we're using that knowledge to make a huge shift, moving away from just punishment and towards actual meaningful prevention.
So if punishment alone is just a revolving door, and finding the why is the real goal, then what's the answer? Well, this is where a totally different approach comes into play: therapeutic alternatives. And this slide lays it out perfectly. On one hand, you have traditional punishment. The focus is on the act, and the goal is to give a penalty, a sanction. But look at the other side. The therapeutic alternative flips the whole script. The focus isn't on the act, it's on the cause. And the goal isn't a penalty, it's support and rehabilitation. It's a completely different mindset. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like in the real world? Well, let's look at a fantastic example: the Illicit drug court diversion program. This is a perfect case study of this philosophy in action.
But what does diversion even mean? How do you get diverted away from that traditional punishment path? Let's break it down step by step.
First things first, this isn't for everyone. The rules for who can get in are really specific. It has to be for a relatively minor drug charge, and, this is the big one, you have to plead guilty. This isn't some backdoor for people who fight the charge and lose. It's for people who own up to it and are ready to accept help.
So once that guilty plea is in, the path is pretty clear. Instead of jail time or a big fine, the court gives the person a good behavior bond. And the number one condition of that bond, you guessed it, you must attend the support program, where they can actually start working on the root cause of the problem.
And all of this brings us full circle, right back to that revolving door we talked about at the start. This whole process, every single step, is designed for one single purpose: to finally break that cycle.
The logic here is just so simple and powerful. You step in at the earliest possible stage, that minor drug offense, which for a lot of people is their first serious brush with the law.
Because by giving support right then and there, the goal is to stop the escalation. You help someone deal with their drug use before it spirals into more serious drug crimes or into other crimes like theft that are often done just to feed a habit. You're trying to stop the dominoes from falling.
So, let's just pull this all together. This slide really sums it up nicely. The main goal? Stop people from reoffending by getting to the root cause. How do they do it? By using the court's power to make support programs mandatory. And who's it for? Minor drug offenders. But the real measure of success isn't just one person's journey, it's seeing a drop in serious crime for the entire community.
Which brings us right back to that question from the beginning. This whole idea is built on one powerful belief. If we can really, truly understand and address the why behind a crime, can we fundamentally change the what that happens next? It's a huge challenge to how we normally think about justice, and it's definitely something worth thinking about.